This season of Let's Be Honest, I really want to be more consistent with posting. There is a podcaster by the name of In Hindsight, and I love his podcast. Okay. When I tell you this guy is my best friend and he does not even know it. Yes, we're tight like that. Okay. But he posts his podcast episodes probably every other day, if not every day. And I'm inspired by that. Last season was more me trying to figure it out. What is this new adventure that I am on, that I am getting myself into? How do I want to work it? What do I have to say? And then I realized, I have so much to say, but I had to get past the blockage of fear that kept me from being honest, fully honest, like digging deep. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much more depth that I have that I am not digging into. So that's what season 1 was really about. It was like, this is new. How do I maneuver through it? And then it caused me to reflect within myself. Season 2 is about exploring and executing. So I want to be more consistent with posting episodes this season. But I realized something. I realized that I created imaginary rules that I had been forming from either watching and enjoying other podcasters on video or whether just audio. And then I've just made up rules in my head because I'm like, okay, well, I want it to be like this. So I created a box full of rules that I lived in. And I realized that it's time to break out that box. This box holds me, confines me to limitations that keep me from doing what I know I can do. This box has rules. One of the rules is that each podcast episode has to have a video to it now, because that's what I said I wanted to do. So it has to have a video to it, knowing that I'm working with a certain budget, knowing that I'm working with limited amount of time. But this is what has to be done. And if I don't have a video, then I can't drop the podcast episode. That's one of the rules. That's one of the imaginary rules, by the way, that I want to continue to emphasize, because what? I'm going to let that rule stop me from posting? Another rule I made was, okay, well, since I want to have visuals, I can only do the podcast at the studio where I record because I'm trying to do visuals. I'm like, I started in my car. Guess what? I can still make some podcast episodes in my car. Like, girl, get a grip. Needless to say, I have had so many imaginary rules be made and amplified in my mind that I was really about to believe that I can't post consistently. Oh, the last rule that I had was it has to be long. The podcast episodes have to be long, at least 15, 14 minutes, 20 minutes, And I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I've listened to podcasters that have 5-minute videos, 7-minute videos or audios, and I enjoy them because they're so jam-packed full of knowledge and wisdom and encouragement. I'm like, what? So who made up these rules exactly? And why do I feel like I have to hold them over my head? I don't. So I'm not going to. And this is to encourage anybody else. If you have any imaginary rules, like, yes, it's good to have standards. It's good to want your product to be what you want it to be, the best that it could be. But if it hinders you from being consistent or to grow, at least growing in consistency, let me say that, at least growing in consistency, because, life happens and y'all already know me. Like I said, if I don't have anything to say, most likely I'm not going to say it. And if I am living my life, if I'm taking a moment to kind of just focus in and live my life a little bit, then I'm most likely not going to post. But this season, I want to go beyond because I know that there is more from me that I am not digging out. There is more for me, and you deserve more. I deserve more. We deserve more. But in order to get more, I have to get rid of these imaginary rules, this imaginary box of confinement that I have glued and taped and stamped myself in. So yeah, this is season 2. Oh, wait, let me share one more rule. The other rule is, because I want it to sound like professional and this, that, and the third, I have to have music, an intro, and then an outro, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, get the thoughts out of your head and put it on the audio and post it. Sometimes you don't need all the theatrics. Sometimes the theatrics help, but sometimes it gets in the way. And whatever you are allowing to get in your way, simply remove it.